Vale, venga, pues vamos allá, comenzamos. Con eventito de Hogwarts. Ya sabéis que el último gameplay le estuvimos echando un vistacito hace un par de semanitas. Y efectivamente aquí lo dejamos en el último gameplay, el showcase que vimos de una horita, en este punto.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of just being able to hop on the broom and go anywhere. There's something about kind of like the sensation of everything being open to you. And just, I love the
y se puede sacar la escoba aquí fuera en cualquier punto y ponerte a volar.
And I kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like, you know, the brooms are fun for me, not just because of all those feelings of exhilaration, but because they're not just, I have a broom and it's done. I actually kind of like some of the mechanics in it. So you see in the lower right, there's
tiene unas animaciones bastante decentes,
as Andrew's kind of flying up or flying down, you might notice it draining or not. And this isn't the present day where all the broom technology is well known and advanced and everything that we know and love. This is an earlier time where they're still trying to figure out, you know, we're not at the 3000 yet. We're at the we're at the 11. So.
Oh my goodness, I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The world just looks so. By the way, the broom, is that like the only one, or can you like upgrade that broom to go faster?
Yeah, so we have a shop in Hogsmeade, actually a broom shop, and so that sells a variety of different brooms. And it was important to us that the player could customize themselves based on their own aesthetic. So they're purely cosmetic, but if you talk to the shopkeep.
Y parece ser que solo serán cosméticos, todos tendrán la misma velocidad y demás, pero habrá distintos estilos de escobas. Estamos viendo ahí un poquito de popping, sobre todo con los NPCs estos que van por aquí caminando.
Kind of closer to the ground, and as you raise into the air, you'll notice the meter drop. And so those upgrades will allow you to increase that distance from the ground. And the broom owner at the sporting goods store.
Vale, y abajo a la derecha, que no lo estáis viendo, tenemos una especie de barrita que tiene como una especie de resistencia para ir volando lejos del suelo. Podremos volar cierta cantidad de tiempo y cuando se agote tiene que volver a bajar otra vez a ras de suelo. Fíjate, es que viendo esto, aunque no haya nada útil, o sea, aunque no haya misiones por aquí, aunque no haya contenido explorable que recompense al usuario, solo con tener esto, los fans de Harry Potter van a estar ahora mismo teniendo una embolia, pero tal cual. Si ya encima le metes contenido de calidad.
No, it's awesome. We're actually gonna land here, and I feel like that you call it a hamlet is just perfect, just because
tiene pinta que va a ser grande,
And so we all know from lore that Hogsmeade is the only all wizarding village within Britain, but we wanted other opportunities to kind of meet other characters out here and to kind of populate the landscape, so it's not just kind of, you know, barren as you leave out this direction and that direction. And so we just imagine these different dwellings, these different smaller locations that wizards might live in out in the Scottish Highlands. And so it's those and so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities to learn those wizard stories.
Eso sí, lo de los 30 FPS, saber cómo termina al final la cosa, si tiene modo rendimiento a 60 o no,
And so they're both quest opportunities out here and a chance to kind of get to know more of the area, even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you'll also notice on the mini-map, like lots of little icons, and each one of those represent gameplay in the hamlets that you can participate in, you know, whether it's a vendor or different puzzles and challenges or different secrets that exist. Each one of those icons are different opportunities for gameplay. And you'll notice that same thing as we venture out into the open world as well. So when you go out into the open world and you see those icons, whether they're on the mini map or on your map or off in the distance, those things are opportunities to say, like, I want to increase my inventory capacity. They're puzzles left behind by old wizards, that you can solve that actually grant you those. If you see ruins off in the distance and you visit them, you might find opportunities to actually expand and learn about your ancient magic. And as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, poachers or dark wizards, might be hoarding different magical resources that are valuable to you as you're playing the game. So each one has kind of like a way to connect to our gameplay loops and provide different opportunities that just kind of reward you for poking around.
Tienen leve movimiento los árboles, que me estoy fijando en estas cositas de la vegetación y demás.
Well, we've flown on a broom already, but there is something that we haven't done so far, and that is getting on our flying mount. We're going to hop on our onyx hippogriff here. The onyx hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god, there he just like pops out of the...
Vale, este es uno de los bonus de precompra, lo del hipogrifo este.
A horse?
Yeah, as a hippogriff, you can totally ride it like a ground mount, and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that each of those
Esta mierda acaba de vender el juego a mucha gente ahora mismo,
at kind of traveling the world as quickly as possible, but sometimes it's really nice to get on the hippogriff because of that ground speed or those transitions.
Esta mierda acaba de vender el juego a mucha peña.
Just to be riding around on a hippogriff. Look at it. Yeah, it really is kind of like I don't know. It's a great feeling being on it, and it's a great feeling managing those transitions, kind of going from run to fly.
Sí, este puede volar a la altura que le dé la gana, No tiene esa barra de resistencia que tenía la escoba.
Have a unique identity and a reason for being.
And oh my god, like I see like different like areas, like a swampy area. By the way, can you go to like entire map anywhere you go? Or there are regions that are like locked from you?
Yeah, as soon as you, there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student, and right from that moment, early on in the game, you can go wherever you want.
Vale, hay un punto en el que el mapa abierto como tal se abre para ti, o sea, sé que puedes salir de la escuela y a partir de ese momento puedes ir a cualquier sitio que tú quieras,
We've got different types of environments out in the world just to kind of
va a haber zonas de pantanos, como estamos viendo, zonas más verdes, más apagadas.
I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like
el juego va a ser grande,
The Wizarding World we've never really seen before. Like it feels so authentic. Like it's part of it.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and I'm going to have Andrew stop here. We're going to use a bit of dev magic to change the seasons, actually. I want you to see what this world looks like covered in snow.
Yes, 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 please. I love snow.
No jodas. Por favor, esperad, están metiendo los comandos. Vamos a ver todo el mapeado nevado. ¡Ahí está!
This is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. This is so pretty. Okay, it looks so realistic. Oh my god, it changes the landscape like completely. Oh my god, does it have like actual like gameplay impact, like impact on the gameplay, or does it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we really use it as a narrative marker through the game. So as you're progressing through your main storyline, it was important for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of felt like when you're reading the books or watching the movies where, you'll see...
Vale, y todo esto de momentos con nieve y demás los utilizan también de puntos narrativos, Porque quieren hacer que se sienta como si estuvieses leyendo un libro y llega la Navidad y Hogwarts está todo nevado, por ese estilo.
Which I agree, I think it looked really beautiful. But within the school as well. So there are moments like when it reaches certain holidays or things like that, where Hogsmeade reacts to holidays and the school reacts to holidays, and you see the decorations around those environments change. That really helped just kind of make me feel like I'm there.
Right.
Yeah. And it's not just for the seasons, those kind of vibe things.
Y estaban saltando por aquí a la derecha, no sé si los habéis visto, en plan misiones de duelos. Mira, hace un combo de duelo 10 veces, o sea que nos van a ir saliendo una especie de como de achievements, ¿no? De medio logritos o de misiones o de objetivos especiales según vayas por el mundo.
Whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact with them that are a little bit restricted by the day-night cycle.
And I love Andrew's flying up here really high up on the hippogriff. and we're just looking at this view of Hogwarts in the distance. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's part of what I love most about flying around in this game, whether it's on a hippogriff or on the broom.
Esto va a pintar muy tocho,
Esto va a pintar muy tocho. I still can't get over.
Start battling and we can start talking about everything you're seeing on the screen.
All right.
Ahí está, Avada Kedavra, muerto.
Right, oh my God.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my God. Was that Crucio? Oh my God.
Crucio.
So cool.
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we use Avada Kedavra.
Sí, correcto. Aquí los tenemos, amigos. Una Avada Kedavra confirma que one-shotea, mata de un golpe. En el juego también.
You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to kind of build up as a way to kind of deal with its extreme power, just so that it's still fun to use. And then there's some ways.
Y nos dice que, por ejemplo, en la Avada Kedavra va a tener un cooldown bastante alto para que no se spamee, ya que es un hechizo tan poderoso para que tenga sentido utilizarlo y no se vuelva como, venga, vamos a darle aquí, tiramos 5 y matamos a todo el mundo. Sino que va a ser probablemente el hechizo que más tiempo tarde en recuperarse.
Oh, so it is ancient magic.
That is, yeah. So
ahí está, sí señor, qué chulada, tío. O sea que vais a poder haceros vuestro propio mago, mago del mal, un mago malvado con este tipo de hechizos prohibidos. Ojito.
That's an ancient magic throw, we call it, that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy. But whenever you see the R1 or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head,
y aquí tenemos esta especie de arena que nos van saliendo oleadas. En plan mortífago, sí, correcto.
To do a ton of damage against the character. And the way that manifests itself depends on the type of enemy that you're fighting. And you'll see a wide variety of enemies that are pressuring the player in different ways.
El bombarda era ese, ¿no?
There's abilities that kind of bubble up under the player as he's fighting that force him to move.
Sí, pero estos hechizos prohibidos están rotísimos, pero rotísimos. Y tiene pinta que la Avada Kedavra tiene unos 30-45 segundos de cooldown, que es normal, joder, es lógico. Es que si no lo estarías spameando constantemente. Pero también, que esto se había comentado, si utilizamos este tipo de hechizos, se genera mal rollo con, no sé si habrá reputaciones o la forma en la que te vean o algo por el estilo, o tu fama, por llamarlo de alguna forma. Pero si utilizas este tipo de magia prohibida, vas a enemistarte con ciertos enemigos o te vas a convertir en un personaje pues poco querido, ¿no?
We're talking a lot about spells and magic here, but I think there's another huge component of combat, and that is the tools that you can bring to combat as well to kind of change the way you play. And I think Mackenzie knows a lot about what's going on with the
lo convirtió en un pollo, tío.
So the tools are really interesting.
Hay un montonazo de hechizos, muchísimos.
So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the room of requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you.
Vale, y también podemos llevar las plantitas y pociones que podemos craftear en nuestra escuela, ¿no? Para los combates y utilizarlas en los combates y demás. Por ejemplo, poción que nos vuelve la piel de roca, con lo cual vamos a aguantar mucho más los ataques físicos. Madre mía, chaval.
Obviously, we have the Wig and Will potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the Focus potion. So when Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown, because obviously it's an instant kill, one thing that you could do.
Porque a estos, fijaos, le haces muy poco daño con las skills,
your cooldowns.
A no ser que le des con el Avada Kedavra, que lo matas de un solo golpe.
So much like versatility, like in what the character is doing to the troll right now, like he's just bouncing around the arena.
Ya está.
And the troll makes him move around too.
Simplemente hay que estar esperando a que se te recargue la Avada Kedavra.
Yes, and so that's like when we're talking about almost the setup of the arena. You also have plants that you can fight with. And so we have things like the venomous tentacula that you can put down and it acts like a turret that just kind of shoots enemies around the
Y este tiene
battlefield.
armadura,
That is
loco.
so cool. This is like a truly.
Pero
like,
sí, es que le da igual lo de la armadura, ¿sabes?
The battle. Yes.
No, that was super important to us, that there were these like multiple ways. And so you
No
can
luce
see there's
nada
a
mal,
ton
tío.
of different things that you can use. The mandrake is
Sí,
one,
es que
so you
estos
can pull
hechizos
it out
están
and it
rotísimos.
stuns with its like piercing cry, these enemies in a radius.
And another thing I want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love anything that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in my style, you know? And so this is a way to, if you want to get stuck in your style, go for it. If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also want to have some things over here that may make you use certain plants.
Tienen muy buena pinta todos los hechizos. Es que tiene un montón de hechizos, que se pueden usar a la vez.
In the prior stream, and the field guide challenges, this is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your point, we just wanted a way to encourage players to explore the different systems, to help.
Lo cual también esto mola, que no solo vaya a ser un juego estilo RPG con su historia y sus clases y su demás, ¿no? Sino que también tenga un buen combate, que sea disfrutable y que haya bastante contenido de combate, de luchar.
That way, as you're cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage, and so we have things like Avada Kedavra, which is the insta-kill, but if you curse everyone before you insta-kill this one guy, they can all drop dead for that kind of ultimate golden war fantasy. And so,
sí, nos comenta que va a haber bastante combo,
There are dark arts fantasies, there's fantasies about being more of a defense against the dark arts.
Mira, y estos tienen miedo, tío.
Occasionally being used on the battlefield, and we can also spec into our potions and plants to make
Lo he dicho, estos ataques están rotísimos.
So it's all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want to play with prep, on the fly, or with deliberation, and those are all different options.
That is so cool because like it's like I see so much like going on the stream, just so much complexity, and I want to just.
Esto ya lo habíamos visto, que los combos no tenían mala pinta, ¿eh? Porque es en plan, utiliza dos ataques normales, luego haces el combo con un ataque, otros dos ataques normales, lo coges en el aire y lo tiras contra el suelo, que es otro ataque especial. No tenían mala pinta los combos.
And heading to the Room of Requirement, which is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable space that actually has some utility as well, where you get to brew things and grow.
Vale, y ahora vamos a ver la room, la habitación en nuestra escuela, que va a ser personalizable.
Right, Andrew's got us in the Room of Requirement.
La Room of Requirement.
We kind of went casual mode on the outfit here, wearing a
y
nice
aquí
jumper.
podemos personalizar esto, plantar aquí distintas plantitas para poder obtener objetos, hacer pociones, todas estas cosas, que esto ya lo habíamos visto en todos los gameplays, pero muy por encima.
Actually, this space is a place that you can make your own.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really did feel like your reflection as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here.
What?
Different themes throughout, starkly different themes, to really just hammer home that this is yours.
Oh my God! What? This is beautiful. We never expected it to be. Oh my God.
¡Hostia, qué
That's the thing, is
chulo!
not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually conjure little objects
¡Qué guapo,
into
tío!
this space, as you can see.
Para cambiar así la personalización de la sala,
that you can do, and ornaments, and tables, and rugs, and just a bunch of little things that really flesh out the space and bring it to life.
Oh my God! Because like we had an idea that those places where you brew stuff.
Bueno,
that's where you
esto a
can
la gente
change.
que le
You can
mole
do
estilo
all of
los
this.
Sims lo
Where
va a
do you even
flipar,
get this stuff? Like, there's a furniture store.
Sí, señor.
Yeah, so we call them conjurations. And the
Muy
conjuration
buen
recipes
estilo
can be
tienen
purchased
los
at
y muy
Homes and
buenos
Scrolls and
efectos los
Hogsmeade.
hechizos,
But also as
Qué
you engage
chulo,
in different
tío.
types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded with different objects.
That's so cool. And you change color.
You can change the color, you can change the size of it, and you can place it basically anywhere.
La
Oh my God,
hostia,
it's so
tú.
tiny. It's like for baby Niffler.
And I love how the system too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's immersive. And to get the magical effect of conjuring it in, and you're actually doing this in the world as your character, but the way you've blended like that gameplay with the immersive design of.
Qué chulada, tronco.
God, like, and I love the animation. How
Fíjate, es que se puede cambiar todo lo que hay.
Just like there, it's like it almost like it evaporates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was the thing is we wanted that to look.
Y los platos que tienen esa especie de gatos que había ahí, ¿no? Que se van moviendo y todo.
It's physical, it's kinetic, and it's whimsical. We really wanted to nail that whimsy in this space. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that
y aquí para poner lo de las plantas.
Like conjure things and you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion stations, and you can change the look of those as well. And these are the areas where, as we had mentioned previously, you'll be growing your plants.
Qué chulo cómo cambia el color, tío. Es que se han currado hasta eso, no simplemente cambiarlo y ya está. Que tenga un efecto.
Kind of nurturing-based activities. This is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified and gear to have like rings put on it.
Detallazos, eh?
Yeah, we keep bringing up appearance and how it looks, and on a, like in the game, you can look like anything you want to whenever you want to. But the player will be finding different types of gear, that we call it, as you progress through the game. And essentially, we just know that clothes and different items in the wizarding world can have different magical properties. And as you explore and as you adventure, and as you
y aquí el telar para poder craftear ropa.
That have different abilities. And that can help you in your journey and are a major part of you kind of growing as a wizard and advancing as a wizard.
Y se puede personalizar con distintas mejoras, ¿no? Disminuye el daño de los goblins, disminuye el daño de magos oscuros, etc.
And so there is a station inside of the Room of Requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure, called an identification station, where you can actually bring that gear that you're uncertain about and learn what its abilities are.
Right, yeah, that's so cool.
And then as the space advances even further, and the space will eventually grow its own rooms, and you're going to get new recipes.
Muy buena pinta tiene.
Like Mackenzie's talking about, all these different things keep expanding, and as it expands, eventually you're going to earn what we see here, which is called a loom. And when you set up a loom, it's an ability to essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear and take any piece of gear and
y se puede mejorar el equipo.
Tweak what it does. And I mentioned earlier that
se puede mejorar el equipo.
The collection of
ya no solo craftearlo, sino también subirlo de nivel o meterle mejoras.
We call it, or cosmetics, we've been referring to it in this stream. Those types of things you can use, and you can apply a look to any other look. So if you get a piece of gear, you put it on, you look like that, but you can change it to look like whatever you want.
That's so cool. And like you can just put some ability to this sweater, but then you can just swap that ability.
Yep, and appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades that just kind of grant you greater statistical advantage or give you really specific abilities that blend in nicely with where you're trying to go with your combat fantasy or talents and things like that.
Interesting. I'm just seeing that they're just.
Y como vemos tienen distinta también rareza los objetos. Estamos viendo un azulito, un morado, el amarillo que es en plan legendario.
The ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section, which is inside this vivario. Kind of bigger space on the inside idea. So you can see here we have a couple of beasts out, we have a graphorn and a mooncat.
Que tenemos también aquí para cuidar animales y demás, tío.
Well.
Y para criarlos.
Oh my god, he's just like a big puppy.
They're so
cute. Cuddling. Oh my god,
La hostia esto, tú.
That's so cute.
They're adorable. And so part of beast care is petting them as well, but feeding them too. And so
también los vas a poder alimentar, los vas a poder acariciar.
They'll give you their magical ingredients. So mooncalf fur, niffler fur, etc. That can then be used.
Bueno.
That is like so like intuitive because like you know that makes sense because when you touch the animals you get some fur.
Hombre,
leftovers.
Este no es el del el ornitorrinco este de las últimas pelis, tío. El que va robando por ahí todo lo que pilla.
In the overland you can find these beast dens and rescue these beasts. Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them food as well, and to build that relationship with your beasts. In addition to be able to care for beasts, you can actually conjure things in this space as well.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right. And so we have like a lot of little ornaments in this area, and a lot of them are purely cosmetic, but they look really cool. Again, it's the personalization of this space.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Este editor es la hostia, loco. Ya podían aprender juegos estilo los Sims o Fallout con su creador también o todos estos juegos, tío. ¡Wow!
Yeah, no, totally.
Con los efectos que tiene, tronco. ¡Qué pasada! Y encima es que luego cuando lo dejas tiene un efectito que levanta ahí el polvillo y todo. La hostia, tú, el editor este. ¡Wow! ¿Estáis viendo los efectacos que tiene, loco?
And so you're really building the progression for yourself here. In addition, there's also a toy box where you can play with your beasts. You'll see here, yeah. So you can, there's a bunch of toys in it, and each beast has
y las animaciones que tiene y todo. ¡Qué loquísimo!
Or the Neasel as like a little cat, really likes to chase the yarn ball as well.
Right.
And they're super cute.
Oh my god.
Watching them.
Y vienen a jugar con la pelota. Uy, la hostia. Esto es muy salvaje,
so by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland who hunt these beasts for their material. So instead, you're caring for them. You're giving them a home.
Right. Oh my god, this Raphorn is just gigantic. But he looks like my dog. My dog's right now, for sure.
You could actually name them as well. So, like your dog.
Y también se le puede cambiar el nombre, devolver a la naturaleza, renombrar.
Oh, here's a Graphorn in here. Like, this can be.
Mira, esto confirma que están jugándolo en PlayStation, que no sabíamos antes. Esto confirma que están en PlayStation.
You know, we've created this really nice space, and you can get additional vivariums, correct? It's a different kind of aesthetics and looks to where you're keeping your beasts and caring for them.
Progression is a big part of this space as well. So as you progress through the story, you will unlock more vivariums.
Me están encantando este tipo de efectos que tiene, loco.
Big, open, bright. But there's other ones, say like a swamp that you might encounter. And it's really a visual effect and more space for.
¿Cómo es posible que juegos como los Sims, que están completamente centrados en este tipo de cosas, tengan unos editores tan arcaicos y que ahora estemos viendo lo que estamos viendo en Hogwarts Legacy, tío? Pedazo de editor. Pedazo de editor.
And another thing with the beast care that I think is great, you know, tying back to this same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel, it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this added element. You're not just throwing it on top. There's really this like narrative and integration to
everything connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand the space. As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to unlock the gameplay here and unlock new conjurations and different things to play around with in the open world.
Estatua de hipogrifo.
In those different environments, like the different combat and conflicts and bandit camps and different things like that exist in the overland. Those things are what hold recipes that exist in the
Esto está siendo una pasada,
All these things have a way of connecting. Moonstone that you find out in the world is the resource that we use to conjure everything. That's found throughout the world. Forageables are used for recipes. So really everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has
el yunque mágico, tío.
For beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you know, you're going to be venturing out into the world.
Esto es una especie de pozo de los deseos.
And this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So, you know, you bringing up Poppy, there are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover out in the world that have to do with her and that have to do with caring for beasts. And so different characters.
Muy sorprendido con todo lo que se está mostrando hoy,
that just kind of make this all just kind of like the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're gonna have
y fíjate, está en el editor, está moviendo el árbol y aún así el árbol ya estaba generando la sombra en la casa.
So blown away by
detalles.
How beautiful it looks. The open world seems so detailed and there's so many things to do, and like the combat, we're gonna spend like 2 weeks or more just breaking it down by pieces. there's just so much
Wow.
to this world. Like, I'm so happy you guys did this overall gameplay.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've got more for you to discover and find on your own. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching.
Ojo, ¿vamos a ver más cositas? Ahí está. 10 de febrero, amigos. Ojito el pedazo de evento que hemos tenido hoy.